Greetings, YouTube, friends, subscribers, colleagues, scientists, like-minded, all those on the greater endeavor for the greater good of humanity and more. Here we are. We're back with another broadcast, and today it's October the 18th, 2022. And I have Henning and Adam on with us, and we'll go ahead and get this broadcast started here. 1 second. Hey guys, we're live.
What?
We're live.
We live now?
Yeah, we're live and alive for now. Yes.
Okay. No mushroom clouds yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Not something to wish for.
All right. So what's the latest and greatest today? Let's go ahead.
Well, I watched this New York prepper, NY prepper, on YouTube yesterday. I sent you the link. And it seems like it's gonna go pretty hot here soon. Because now Iran is getting involved in the Ukraine conflict and supplying missile aid to Russia. So that looks like it's going to go hot soon. I put it up on my channel. I mirrored it with full credit because that's something you just need to get out there. That is some serious crap. Now Iran is involved.
Right.
Oh, well, I mean, United States, NATO is involved in Ukraine, and so we can't really say that something wrong with Russia saying to Iran, who is their allies, hey, you got some missiles there. How about you launch some to Ukraine? Let's bomb the shit out of them. And then they got this new General Armageddon there. And as far as I know about him, that is, he's not taking prisoners. So we kind of know where we stand on that one. No prisoners.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's hard to say like what's going to happen, but it's just it's really sad that our administration on this side of the fence is hell bent on trying to promote this war. Like nobody's trying to stop them. Nobody's protesting. Nobody's trying to do everything they can to prevent this nuclear war, and then everybody's trying to sway everything into the NATO and Ukraine. Like it's them that's pushing for this war, but it's not. We know who it is. It's the administration on our side of the fence, and the only people that are going to get punished for this in the end is the American people in the end, and then the rest of the world. So I mean, at this point, like where we are today, it's a very serious situation, because you would think that humanity would be begging not to have this war, and it's not that the people, the people are going to be punished ultimately in the end for this war. The people that are in all of these government establishments, who are the ones sitting behind a desk, who are making decisions for the rest of humanity, and they're just doing it in a manner where they're so comfortable in their positions that they don't understand the impacts that it's going to have on the rest of the world. And I think even our own administration, they don't understand the impact it's going to have on their own people, or that they do, but they don't understand that even if they run and they go hide in a bunker, that they're never going to be able to come out again because of such a the fallout situation. Well,
I have to agree to disagree with you on that one. They know exactly what they're doing. Their goal is to get this new world order, and they are prepared and ready to do whatever it takes to make sure they get this one world leader, this one world government, one world currency, and one world religion, Islam. That's their goal. And they don't care how many people die in that process. That's something they just have to do. So I can't say it's just people sitting behind the desk and making decisions. No, these decisions are calculated.
Well, they're making decisions without the consent of the American people. That's what I mean. Whatever decisions that they're making, it's like we're all going to
Yeah,
pay for it.
but they just anticipate that the American people and the rest of the world is not really going to stand up and do anything about it.
Right.
And that's why they just go, ad hoc, just go ahead with it. That's how I see it. I could be wrong, but that's how I see it. They know nobody's going to get out on the streets. Nobody's going to do a damn thing about it. It's just going to happen. And when it finally starts, let's just say New York City get the first nuke from Russia, I mean, the entire country will be like 9/11 on steroids.
Yeah, so we have some subscribers that are popping in the in the chat feed today, and one of them says, "Do you think that they really care?"
No, they don't care.
No, they don't care.
No, they're blinded. That's what they are. They're blinded by their greed and lust for power, and that's why nothing is stopping them in going ahead with whatever they are planning to do. And they don't care how many people they have to chop down in the process. They have a goal, and they are going to go for it, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is nobody's going to win. There's not going to be any winners in any of this outcome because nobody can inhabit any of the lands once all this stuff, this radioactive fallout is going on everywhere. The same thing goes back to what we were saying in the previous broadcast, and when I was doing stuff about the the nuclear radiation situation in Chernobyl, when they were protecting the assets of Chernobyl. The whole reason behind that is because they know that if any damages occur in that zone, it's going to be hell on earth for the rest of the world because the fallout condition is going to be that catastrophic. So I mean, if you think about Chernobyl, just think about every other nuclear radioactive place that exists all over the world where people are running these nuclear facilities where there's a chance that an atomic weapon or a thermonuclear weapon can be used, and then those facilities are failing. What do you think is going to happen with all of the materials in those areas? It's going to be like the Earth is going to bleed radiation, and it's not going to stop. And nobody's going to be able to stop it. And anybody who's living underground is not going to outlive the life expectancy of those materials. And if anybody needs a history lesson, they just go back and look at Fukushima and they look at Chernobyl, and they should get the numbers. They should look at the numbers, and they should see how serious the situation is.
Well, the MOX fuel in the Fukushima reactor, it has a half-life of 250,000 years. So if that one is being blown up by a hydrogen bomb, I mean, then we got a serious problem. We have contamination worldwide on the northern hemisphere for the next 245,000 years. Uninhabitable. And not to harp on the Bible, but Jesus did say that he would cut the day short, or there's no flesh left saved. So I know the Antichrist, his goal, that is to take control, full control. Well, he is in control, but he's not public yet. But he wants to take as many people with him to hell as he possibly can, because he already know he's on death row, right? He only got 3.5 years to do whatever he wants to do. But his ultimate goal is to destroy everything God has created. So if that means he will allow a hydrogen bomb blowing over the MOX fuel reactor in Fukushima, he don't give a shit. He's going to do it. That's simple, because he has no respect, no empathy for humanity in any form or fashion. And all the people that is following him, meaning the world leaders, let's just say the sociopath serial killer with glasses, that guy with Charlie 19. I mean, he is determined to wipe most of the planet off the surface. And these people, they got to be possessed by something. It has to be something demonic in them, because they're just going ahead. There is absolutely no hesitation. They're just going straight for, the prize.
I don't know. I'd like to say that I don't think they're doing that because they know as soon as they attack Russia or go behind our back and do it without our permission, that we are going to tear the ever-loving crap out of all of them. Like you're saying that nobody's doing anything. I guarantee you, the first American that dies because of this proxy war with Ukraine, there will be punishment here in the United States for the people that are held responsible.
Yeah, but are the politicians in Washington so we can go there and do what needs to be done? Or are they hiding in a propped up TV set? So we think they are where they are, but they are not where we think they are. What if they're not even topside?
What makes
That's a
this whole
possibility.
what makes this whole thing dangerous is one, we're in October, and everybody knows the keywords because of the psychological massaging of the public on social media, the October surprise condition. So we're in October. We got the the midterms coming up. You have all these elections coming up.
Nothing's going to happen before the midterms. Like they can't. They will lose this election for the rest of time.
Yeah. So I mean, like they're every little dirty card and trick that can be possibly played is being played right now, and the whole balance of the ecosystem is completely being disturbed, and they're using everything on all sides of the fence, whether it's military, whether it's science, weather, whether it's the outlying conditions that are going on in space that are also affecting everything. It's like they're just stringing it all together to unfurl the most negative ball of energy that they possibly can in the eyes of humanity right now at this time. And that's, what we're all witnessing and facing right now. Unfortunately, they're doing a really good job of, keeping the people very suppressed in media, because of, the artificial intelligence and the algorithms. But, people like, other news outlets, private news outlets, like on different websites and stuff like that are still able to get some stuff in from, sources that are banned by social media. So there's a proxy war of information going on, but stuff is getting leaked out that I'm sure it's much more serious than what everybody realizes right now, based on the type of information that's coming in across the border, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I just say that these people, they have to be possessed. They have to be. I mean, a normal thinking human being will in some form or fashion have empathy and understanding, right? But these people, they're not acting like that.
They're scared.
Not at all.
They would have already done what you've been saying they're going to do. They've been biding their time, and they're scared to pull the trigger. That's why they're taking so long to do this, right? We all know this should have kicked off already, but that just harps back to what I told you. As soon as they kick this off, Russia's the last thing they're going to have to worry about. They're going to have hundreds of millions of pissed off Americans coming for them, and there will be nowhere to hide.
Yeah, that could be true.
I think something more realistic is, something like, using something underwater that would enact like some type of a large tsunami somewhere before they do
Right.
something
It's got
that's
to
more
be something
topside.
like a natural disaster. They will not. I would
Yeah.
put my life on them not firing one nuke, not even a tactical nuke. People are just not going to have it, dude. We're over. We just got out of Iraq, 20 plus years? We're not doing this shit again. Nobody wants to be in Ukraine, but the political system is so screwed up. And if you say something out of line, you're just a freaking domestic terrorist and you could be black bag. That's why everybody's being quiet. We're waiting for them to make a move, and they know that.
Well, they are going to make their move. And I think it's going to be quite soon because now Iran is being involved in this conflict.
They've always been there in the proxy wars, man. Iran's like...
Yeah, but they are directly going to be active like Russia against Ukraine. That's a completely different set of, different can of worms all of a sudden. That they are making available, even back from the Cold War period, fighters, cannons, and missiles, and modern day missiles, everything, the whole arsenal is being reenacted to smash Ukraine. And Iran is applying all the help that Russia needs to destroy Ukraine. And at some point, NATO, United States of America, they will have to show their hand or fold. There's no other way around that one.
Yeah. So Brandon, another gentleman that I know, colleague, just said like they're talking about the DEF CON situation. Yeah, I did see something about that earlier too. They've always gone and they've raised the level from 3 to 2. It's always going up and down. Like every couple of years, they're always messing with that. There could be a lot of things that elevate that outside of a nuclear war too. It could be a whole like failed, facility or something like that. But who knows? And today, I think the hot topic today is where now there's like a leak coming out about some biological work that's been redone in a stage 4 lab in Boston, and now they're concerned about a new variant leaking out of the Charlie 19 strain, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they already announced that there's a new variant.
Yeah, they're just going to keep it going. Yeah, they're going to keep it going.
What?
They're going to just keep this thing perpetuated. It's just not going to end.
Yeah, because the goal is to keep us in fear.
Yeah.
And keep us in control. And the only way they can keep us in control, that is to put something up in front of us that will scare the living daylight out of uninformed Americans. And I'm not scared. I knew from the get-go this is fishy. They already had the V ready to go when I know for a fact, because I have a biology degree major from college, and I know for a fact that it takes between 6 to 12 years for the medical industry to develop a functional vaccine, but they had it ready. It was ready.
Yeah.
How about that? Already there I knew, red flag, stop, full stop.
Yeah,
not
we're just in
that shit. Not listening.
Yeah, we're in a pretty interesting situation right now. Everything is being exposed for what it is. No matter where you're looking, it's being exposed. Everybody still has to be careful about the way they talk about things. Even here when we're talking now, but the truth is that it's being 100% exposed everywhere. But the whole the thing to keep into perspective is the fact that while all of this is being exposed, while they're getting this war going, it takes the eyes off of the exposure of what's happening here in this country, right? So, they're trying to get the attention off of the destruction that they're creating and causing here and focusing on something that's more bigger and dire, like this war
Yeah, and it's over
situation.
on the other side of the globe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what they're masters in, these people, that is distractions. As soon as people get close to something and they're beginning to really, talk about it and people won't shut up, they are coming along with something else that will divert the attention from what we are waking up to. And they're doing that again and again, and I'm telling you, this is hook, line, and sinker. Every bloody time, it works perfectly. They know how humanity, how people's brains are working. They know what to say. They know what to show. They just know this stuff. They've been studying humanity for centuries, all the way back from the Greeks. There was a lot of philosophers back in the days of the Greek era that understood a lot about how humans think and feel. So, to me, it is really like Alex Jones, who's not going to be ruined. They really got after him now. Or was it $269 million he's being sued for because of Sandy Hook allegations?
You know what? You know what? The one thing that they never discussed in any of his court cases was the fact that they never, like there was a lot of things that he didn't say that they said that he did say. So like there was a lot of word changing. You didn't see like videos like where certain things were said, but they claimed that he said something. There's just a lot of things that just wasn't right about it. But even there was a lot of people I remember watching back in the day when all of this was unfolding, and they were looking at all of the evidence, and there were a lot of things that just didn't add up about it. But like you said, if you're just looking at what's happening with him, it's like you just can't say anything because they'll find a way to silence you in the end or slander you in some kind of way or just make you look bad. So
absolutely. I mean, everyone, unless they take the mark of the beast, is a domestic terrorist or an enemy of state. That's their viewpoint now. So if you don't agree with the New World Order, you don't think it's a good idea, you are automatically a terrorist and you are to be put to death. That's the terminology they have. You either submit or you die. And they don't care how they get to that achievement. They don't care what means they are going to use against you. They don't care.
So what was the story? I think last night you were telling me something about the planes, right?
The what?
The Air Force and the planes and stuff like that.
I said something about that.
Yeah, like I think there was something that you had like in a feed, and they were rallying the Air Force to go and destroy Ukraine now, or something like that.
Yeah, in Russia, Putin is recalling or reenacting war material, meaning equipment that is pretty much decommissioned. He is getting that back into the fight, so that Soviet Union got so many airplanes you would not believe it, so many tanks you would not believe it. And they're asking old Air Force pilots and old tank operators, they're asking them, even though they are retired, they're old men, they're asking them to come back and fly for them. And drive their belt-driven tanks. So they are mustering up for something enormous. You can bet on it, something very big. So if they're doing something like that, and they're not even showing the world yet what technology they actually have. And I know they got some stuff that will make you freaking pee your pants. Of course they do. And especially what they got under the water, where they are absolute dominant. There is no warship in the NATO and United States of America that can feel safe at any point in time out there. I'm sure that Putin got these drone subs tailing every single ship out there that is sailing under the flag of the United States or NATO, UN. They're being tracked. And when the order is given, they're being sunk.
Hey,
I truly believe because Russia has, from the very beginning after World War II, they have said we need to be absolutely powerful in the Navy, absolutely undefeatable, and I actually think they are. I don't think we stand a chance. We can have as many aircraft carriers out there. They're just going to end on the bottom of the Pacific or the Atlantic, Indian Ocean, wherever. They're just going to be sunk.
Yeah, I think they have a pretty good naval fleet out there, both underwater as well as the topside. So Brandon from Over Unities, he has a question for you, Henning. He says, what do you think about Yannicka Reverend Shlomo Yehuda ben David that's in Israel? He says he's just curious what you think about him.
Say that again.
There is a Reverend, his name is Yannicka Reverend Shlomo Yehuda ben David from Israel. Yeah, he's like, what do you think about him?
I have it like this with anybody in Israel, that they're just Pharisees, a generation of vipers. There's nothing good in them. They all work. They also want this.
So yeah. So one more time.
In Israel, none. They killed Jesus, for crying out loud. So who do you think that kind of people are? This just right on top of my head. I don't know the guy, but if he is a guy with influence in politics and religion, for that matter, scriptures, he's a clerical, I don't have any faith in him. Oh, not at all. Netanyahu, he's no better either. Everybody think that he's such a hero. No, he's freaking not. He's one of them. They're all one of them. They're all working for the same agenda. They want this one world leader. That's just how I see it. I trust no one, but I have more faith in the common man than I have with anybody who is wearing some kind of clergy suit or suit and tie. I don't trust them. Not one bit.
Well, I think that should give Brandon the answer that he's looking for.
Say again?
I think that'll give Brandon the answer that he's looking for.
Yeah, he shouldn't trust anybody that has any kind of influence on the political scene or in the religious world, for that matter. Don't trust them. Don't listen to them. Eyes coming out of their mouths.
So Brandon says he agrees with you, but he says that right now they're about to Real their Messiah. I don't really know what that means, but maybe you do.
Yeah, their Messiah, that's the Antichrist. There is only one Messiah. End of story, and he's not here yet. So if they're going to reveal who their Messiah is, that's the Antichrist. You can bet on it.
Okay.
No one knows the day or the hour for the return of Jesus Christ. No one. Not even the clergy, so-called Israelites. They have no idea. Nobody knows. Only the Father knows. So if they're ready to reveal, well, wait for it. That guy, he's evil.
So Tiara says, any thoughts about how we could use the QFS to the people's advantage? I'm not sure what that acronym reflects. QFS.
QSF?
Maybe it means quantum field. I'm not quite sure. Tiara, maybe you want to put the what the QFS stands for. Sorry about that.
I have no idea, but that's hardly the topic.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. It's going to take a long time before we get to that solution to our energy.
Oh, okay. She's it's quantum financial system. Like, are they trying to go for the whole, like the whole new, money reset blockchain thing, like all that stuff?
They already tried that, man. People aren't going to subscribe to that. They know. That's why they're backing up. Dude, me and you had a conversation personally about all this, and my belief is that they're backing off.
Yeah, people won't accept that, but they're going to be getting in a situation where they're actually going to beg for it.
Yeah, so, regarding the whole, like, the, blockchain and all that, like, there's some people, like, I'm in touch with that are in that area, in that field, and they're telling me that there's all these things that are coming out with these new laws from the Fed, like, where they're going to go after everybody that's dealing with crypto. I mean, the bottom line is everybody thinks that they can just use crypto without having to pay any taxes, but this is what I had to explain, so I'll explain it here. When you have to go and exchange your money for something in America, let's say that your country is America that you live in, where you're doing, all this crypto, you're going to have to exchange that digital currency for an American dollar in the end. And when you do it, how do you think you're going to do that? They're going to have your information somewhere where they're going to be able to track the amount of income that you have as soon as you're making those exchange on the U.S. currencies, and then you're going to have to, start providing information on that, pay taxes on it. They're going to come for you. They're coming after their money. You're not going to get away from it because, think about it. Bitcoin is traded on the exchange. It's already at
Those exchanges is electronic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not in hard goods. They are electronic, so it's wide open.
Yeah. So
nobody can hide that stuff.
On the ladder, what I was explaining to this, to this friend of mine was that even if you're not exchanging, you have to exchange something at the end of the day to pay your rent, to pay your electric, to pay your, gas or whatever. When you go use one of these vending machines where you can exchange it for actual U.S. currencies, they're gonna take that information, and you're still gonna have to provide your identity to do that. They're gonna have a camera there. It's gonna take a picture of your face. They're using facial recognition. Your face is on like an ID today. They're gonna be able to find out who you are and where you were. Think about the little stuff that they're doing. Like they're hiring these 80,000 IRS agents to go and do all these audits and everything else. These people, they want their money. They're going to come for their money. They're going to get their money, and they're enacting all these laws to where they can ensure that they're going to get what they're coming for eventually. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Now, what I wanted to say on the latter about the anonymous side of it, meaning like when you're doing all this stuff with the crypto, it's like, yeah, like if you're going out and you're buying stuff, let's say like it's overseas and you're shipping it to yourself where you can hide whatever your transactions are. Well, of course, you can go buy things that are, of a limited value, and then you can take the tangibles, and then you can go and pawn it or sell it somewhere to like people to
Yeah, but
exchange that.
I think the limit is $600. If you purchase anything, an amount over 600, it raises a bring on your bank account. And then it's being looked at.
The one thing that I want to talk about is like I buy like higher dollar sim equipment, like every, once or twice a year. And it's like if you're trying to spend over $500, you've got to ask permission 6 different ways. Like there was one day I was trying to make a purchase from Germany and UK, and it literally took me a half of a day of phone calls to the bank to get those purchases done. It's like you can't even spend your own money without permission.
Of course not. It's their money. That's what they think. It's their money. It's in their possession in the bank, and they don't want to give those money out.
Like
they want to keep them to themselves.
You wanna make all this stop? Stop paying your bills. Stop paying taxes. Everybody do it at once. The game's over. All of it's over.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, like I think like some military buddies of mine in the Army, Marines, all that stuff. I mean, they've all made this same statement that like if you don't pay the Fed, like that's the end of it, right? Just pay your state tax, and take care of wherever it is you're living in your own state. But nobody's going to do that. It's the Fed who's profiting off of everything. It's not the people or the state or whatever.
We're not even enriching our own corrupt government. We're enriching the fucking banking families that run everything. Okay? Like the Fed was instituted for a specific reason, and it's been carrying out that reason ever since it was instituted. Okay? It's not for us.
No, it was never for us. I mean, the federal bank in New York is illegal. It's a foreign entity that is in control of our money. And that is unconstitutional. It is illegal. The Federal Reserve is illegal.
What is it? The Washington, D.C. corporation, falls back to some, tiny office in Cuba? Something like that?
Yeah, all of it is going offshore. Nothing is staying here. It's sitting as an electronic digital information about the value of this and the value of that. There is no real money. It's all electronic.
Yeah. So just shifting gears again, there was a comment where a question was asked about what do you guys think about the drone strikes that have been happening in Ukraine?
That's insane.
Yeah. So did you guys see any of the video footage?
Yeah. I've seen the video clips. That's freaking crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's terrible.
Dude, I mean, they brought it on themselves. They're over there. They're partying like it's 1999. They don't act like they're at war. If you watch actual real video footage of cities in Ukraine, it's all like a big joke until recently. You know what I mean? Until those drones started landing, and I wouldn't put it past Ukraine to be doing that to themselves.
You know what? I have actually a couple of things to say about that.
I've seen video personally where I've seen Ukrainian soldiers mow down their own citizens to keep them from leaving Ukraine.
Oh yeah.
So
I wouldn't put it past them, because if I can just before you answer on Adam there, in 2014, 2015, 3 regions in the northeast of Ukraine wanted to join in and be Russia because they feel like they're Russians. What did Zelensky do? He carpet bombed those 3 regions in 1 full year, killing thousands of civilians. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. That truth is not to be heard anywhere. Zelensky, you are nothing but a gangster. You are a murderer like the rest of them. There's nothing
He's not
good in
even
you.
a gangster, dude. He's a wannabe actor that used to do Dancing with the Stars. He's nobody.
I know. He's a prop. He's put there by the Western world. Why is he put there? So that the Western world can launder all their money in Ukraine. That's what the whole thing is.
It's funny because, like, when I grew up, my mom used to watch Days of Our Lives. Like, to me, watching politicians operate, it's like they're so full of shit when your eyes are open. It's literally like a soap opera. You're like, wow. Like, all this is created, and all of it's controlled, and it's, like, down to the millisecond of when they take a breath.
Exactly.
And they tell me the sad part is with all the technology and the AI and everything they have, they do such a horrid job at putting on the show for the people.
Yeah.
Once you're awake, it's just asinine.
And when the day is over, they all drink whiskey and smoke cigars and laugh their asses off how gullible the American people are.
Right.
Every single day.
So
what you see on C-SPAN is nothing but theater.
So here's something for you, or for everybody actually. Like, so I'm sure everybody's like looking at some of this footage that's coming out, and they're seeing like that destruction. But has anybody paid attention to what what you were actually seeing during some of that footage? Like, for instance, there were some clips that I saw of some of that footage where the younger kids were running around like it was nothing, and they were completely desensitized from the death and the people dying around them, as if it were just like a giant video game. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there was no feeling, no emotion. They're just like, going from one place to the next, like, that's called like some serious desensitization there.
Well, of all the footage I have seen from Ukraine, nobody seemed to be afraid.
Right? Isn't that weird? Like, you see a bomb go off and you just see nobody care?
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Fireworks.
Yeah, and the drone strike, people just walking like nothing happened on the streets. What the hell? Are they hypnotized or something? That ain't right.
I don't
That's
think
not normal.
What we see from over there is even real.
No. It could be CGI. Easy. In fact, it could be that Russia has not even done that, but the Americans...
They got caught using footage from a video game, trying to promote propaganda.
Whoa.
Let me just say that they got caught using footage from a video game to create propaganda for this bullshit war.
Geez, I would love to see that clip. That's
like
sick.
all this was first starting. It was from Arma 3 was the footage. It was ridiculous.
Oh man, that is messed up.
You notice though, like they really hyped this up at the start, and then people started to pick apart everything. When America was like, all of the lefties were like, "Oh, God bless Ukraine! Everybody give money to Ukraine!" And it's like they had us for about 2 weeks.
Did you see? Did you see some of the videos that they actually put out from the Ukraine with Zelensky, like where they had all of those briefcases full of money, and they were just showing it to everybody? Like, what was the point of showing everybody briefcases loaded with money from America? Did y'all see that?
No, but I remember
like us. That's why.
I remember one thing at a truck stop here in Texas. When I was paying with my debit card, I was asked on the screen if I wanted to donate $1 or $5 to Ukraine. I just said out loud, why the hell would I want to give money to a gangster? People were looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I just know the truth. It's ridiculous. It is. It's stupid. Can't people see that? Why are we sending $57 billion to Ukraine? I know why. Because that's dirty money and they need to be laundered. And that's the only place on the planet you can do that without any repercussions. That's Ukraine. And that's why they put Zelensky in, because he's look at how he dressed. He don't even ever dress like he's actually a statesman. He always run around looking like a wannabe gangster militant.
Right.
That's how he looks. And he always have this smug look in his face. He's a prop. Period. He's not a leader. He's being directed to say whatever they want him to say, and he's going to do it, or else they're going to, suicide him. Find another one who wants to do their bidding. It's just how it works.
You know, I'm
Whatever
still
is
like,
going on in Ukraine is nothing but propaganda. They want us to go to war. They want us to back the Western world to go to war against Russia. That is a bad, bad idea.
so
We should.
So I'm wondering this, right? I'm wondering, so you see everybody sees what the situation is in Ukraine and how, America and everybody needs to go and rescue Ukraine from Russia, right? But what country, anywhere else in the entire face of this world, is coming to rescue Texas from America?
No one.
Right? Why isn't anybody's country jumping all over that to come and get Texas away from America when millions upon millions of people signed petitions to break away from the United States? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that like weird?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? But yet Ukraine can do it, and Russia's a powerful country, right? Russia's a powerful country. Like, well, I mean, they're a superpower like America, right? But just hear me out on this. If some other country can go step into Russia and bail them out, then why isn't any other country stepping into America and bailing Texas out?
Because it's not in anybody's interest, not even Greg Abbott's.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
I'm just like, I'm just trying to put it out there. Like, there's just like this weird stuff that's just going on, like,
Well, the vast majority of the Texan citizens, they want to secede from the Union, but they're not being respected in their wish.
Yeah.
Because the petition has already been signed, and we can already secede as it is right now. We can do that after the midterm. Bing, done. Finito. We are no longer part of that bullshit there. But it's not going to be done. Because no matter how nice we would like to say Greg Abbott is, well, he's doing some good stuff and he's doing some bad stuff. They all do that. But in the end, I think he might, just be part of the problem, not the solution. I don't trust anybody with a suit, with any sweet words and promises. I don't trust them. Not at all.
I don't get, you mentioned it earlier, but the whole Boston University, mixed two COVID strains together and made it, 80% kill rate. That's just insane. And people are letting them do that. Like, Boston University should be a pile of ashes right now.
Let's
gain
just...
Gain of function studies in the United States of America is illegal.
Yeah, so here, let's stop right there for 1 second. Let me throw this out here because I need to get this out before I lose my train of thought on this. First,
I didn't know that.
First, the fact that it's even being allowed to happen is that's one big thing in itself. The second thing is now you got every media outlet coming out trying to give their own spin about it, but they're trying to massage it in a way where they're still allowing it to be accepted, to be even discussed as something that should be allowed to be happening. And what they need to do is somebody needs to step up and put an end to it today. And there should be no acceptance or no excuse for even anybody to allow this to be being discussed.
Let's just go to the insect world for just 1 second. How about the Africanized bees? Did that go well?
No.
So what could possibly go wrong with studies of gain of function on American soil, which is illegal?
Anything they study or try to make better under the guise of making better, they might 110% of the time.
Yeah, exactly, because they only got evil in them. There's nothing good in them.
Like, just imagine if I came to you in the 1800s, and I'm a seed salesman, and I tell you, hey, we created this great new seed. It grows, it gives you poison, and it tries to kill you. And the best part about it is you got to pay me every year to get seeds from me because they don't reproduce. Like, you would literally be shot dead in the street. But today, for some reason, it's acceptable.
Yeah. You gotta love Monsanto, right?
Well, I think this is it's not a good situation for anybody, and I don't understand why nobody's stepping up and addressing it. I don't understand why doors aren't being beaten down, and the news isn't going to these places and actually covering it.
Because people just want to live their life and be left alone. They don't want to fiddle with all these things. And that is why it keeps flourishing. When good men look on and do nothing, evil flourish.
Yeah, but also, dude, it's like me, myself, I'm at the point where it's like, I'm not done trying to talk about things, but it's like, I know stuff's about to not maybe be good. So, like, I'm not saying I don't focus on what's going on in the world anymore, but I tend not to care as much because I've already tried. I've exhausted my resources to try to do certain things. So it's really not in my hands.
I'm still like this regarding that I just drank a Red Bull. But I have made a choice, that is, I'm not really going to address it that much anymore, because what the hell is the point? This ship is sinking, and there's nobody that has a cork to put that into the hull of the sinking ship. Nobody. Because everybody just want to live their life and be left alone. They don't want to deal with the hard stuff. They just, and it comes from what I theorize. After World War II, America rose to be a superpower, right? And all the goodies came into the Americans' homes: toasters, TVs, microwaves, cable TV, entertainment, cheap stuff, right? All made in America back then. And everybody was just happy. Nobody wants to get outside their comfort zone today. Nobody.
Well, dude, I've done it myself, and nobody's there to help, and then everybody laughs at you. So, yeah, you're damn right. I'm not going to do it again.
Well, I just have it like that. When I feel it's necessary to shake some trees and hopefully the monkeys fall off the branches and wake up, I'm going to do it. But I am weighing when do I need to do it and not to do it, because what's the point? The ship is sinking.
Well, here's a couple of more. Here's a couple of more for you. Let me. I have another topic to throw in here too. Now, somebody contacted me yesterday about this that was having a freak out, and it's a little late to be having this freak out, but they just identified that all of the rice and the grains now they're having limited import, and they've skyrocketed the price of everything now. So now everything is increased by more than a few dollars now for everything, and limited supplies are only being handed out in Dallas. So they were like, they were freaking out about that, and I was like, yeah, it's probably going to be pretty bad. And I said, so what were they? What were you finding out when you were finding out about this? And they were telling me, well, apparently there was like flooding in like California and droughts, and they weren't able to get any stuff. But I mean, the reality is if you've been following this for a while, which everybody has this past year, is that farms have been getting burned down, things have been getting bought up, You see like a video where things get leaked, like leaked information, where the food is just getting thrown away and destroyed. Uh, farmers are being paid like to actually destroy some of the, agriculture. So I mean,
Yeah, I've seen videos about that.
so there's
Farmers are being instructed
yeah,
and
but
paid to burn their own crops.
yeah, so
What the hell?
yeah, so definitely now like everything has skyrocketed, and so everybody's identifying that. Even if I like go to like, let's just say like a little small grocery store like down the street from where I am, like in a an average neighborhood, people are making an average income, and they're already like, I can't even like I can't even buy something to eat for the week because it's so expensive now that I have to ration the food that I'm getting, and that's what I'm hearing from so many people right now. So
Yeah, and that goes to Matthew 24, but that will be famine.
yeah, but it's not
That's
a famine created by
now.
God; it's a famine created by man. It's
Yeah,
just
I know.
yeah,
It is man-made. Weather modification and deliberate, what do you want to call it, false flag attacks on fertilizer plants and food production plants. And like the debacle that was about the, what is it called, the baby powder in Michigan, all hogwash, done on purpose. And how long did it take them to get baby formula from Europe? It took them freaking forever. They should have reached out immediately. They didn't. And because of that, newborn babies and toddlers are being malnutritioned. Because apparently there's only one.
Let's be honest here, baby formula is horrible for babies.
Yeah, I know, but at least to keep them alive. Yeah, I know, but I don't know why women think it's so bad to be breastfeeding. Damn, that's nature.
Because it was ingrained into them.
Yeah, it's bullshit, man. Just take your titty out and give the period. Get it done. The best nutrition is in that milk.
yeah. So
It's
I think
just been born.
yeah, outside of those issues, you got the. I think I'd seen some other article pop up from France, like where all the train systems have come to a halt. Like they've stopped all the train imports and exports. So now you got all that backing up now.
Yeah, I actually heard that was by Mark airing something about that this so-called train strike that our fantastic president, Mr. Poopy Pants, solved that. Actually do it strike.
Yeah, we lost you there for a second. You'll have to repeat that again.
Okay, my mother-in-law Mr. Poopy Pants did not fix the problem as he announced he did. So that could be a real issue if they are going to do the strike. America next day will lose 40% of all foods and goods. 40% next day. The shelves will not be stocked. People will starve to death.
Yeah, I think that's already happened. I think the trains have already shut down.
Are you kidding me?
No, I don't think the ones in America have, but I think maybe if there's anything that's, coming, across the fence from somewhere, those have shut down.
Wow. And I work in the intermodal industry, and I can attest to something. Our rail, when I started 6 years ago working for my company, I'm on my 7th year now, it was very, very difficult to find a parking spot to drop your trailer. It was next to impossible. Now on the rail in Hazlet, is barely friggin' filled up. It looks empty. And we got thousands of containers stacked on top of each other, meaning they're empty. They're not going anywhere to pick up goods. Well, what I can do for you, YouTubers, when I get back to Hazlet tomorrow, I am going to take a little sightseeing inside the rail, and then you can see how empty it is. And you will see the vast majority of containers that is actually on the rail is from my company. Everybody else seems like they're freaking, going bottom up. But we are surviving so far. How long that's going to last, I don't know. But it's very empty on that rail. Very empty.
Yeah, that'll be something nice to see.
You say what?
Yeah, that'll be something nice to see. It'll be good to see something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tomorrow when I come in on the rail, I'm gonna run all the rows down, and then you can see how empty it is. And last year it was packed. Now it's like a ghost town. And I see that all the time. I see the development in that because I know everything that I am driving is coming from a ship to a train to a chassis, and then I pull it, or someone else is pulling it. That's how we do it. It is a highly efficient distribution machine, intermodal, extremely efficient. It's far more efficient than over-the-road driving. We can move much more goods over rail than we can on the road. My company got over 120,000 boxes running around in this country. Hub Group used to be the biggest ones, but now, no. They're getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the company Schneider, they're getting out of the intermodal industry because they just can't, their logistics don't work for them.
So, Henning, Susan is in the chat, and she says, are you still getting full loads?
If I still get what?
Yeah, full loads. Like when you go to, load your trailers for the trucks, are you getting full? Are they full?
I don't know. They're sealed.
Okay.
95% of all my loads is drop and hook. What I do is, in the morning when I'm done work, I go in on the rail, picking up a loaded trailer, and taking that to a destination. And then I go to somewhere else to a shipper and picking up a load that's going back to the same destination I came from in the morning. So it's drop and hook, drop and hook, drop and hook. It's very rare we have any live loads. For the most part, we are only drop and hook 95% of the time. I hate live loads, but sometimes you just have to. There ain't anything, no way around that. But
I think that's a big part of why you guys are still in business.
That's because we're efficient.
Yeah, right, because you're going and dropping, and you don't have all that downtime and wait time.
No, exactly. And apparently the engineers and the logistics departments in my company, they stuck their heads together with Walmart and learned from their logistics, because the logistics program in the computers is the best logistics program on the planet that is developed by Walmart. And my company is utilizing that type of logistics, and that's why we're doing so good.
Hey, so Henning, Brandon's asking, what do you think the turnout for the World War III situation is going to be?
The turnout?
Yeah. What do you think is going to unfold? What do you expect?
I expect a mushroom cloud showing up somewhere in the Western world or in Ukraine. And when that's done, this war is not only hot, it is hyper hot.
I think I can attest to, my thought will stay the same as any of the broadcasts I ever did when we were talking about Putin's position. And that was, I don't think anybody can ever make a mistake for one moment that America won't feel the sting soon. I think that is still going to happen. It's going to happen when everybody least expects it.
It could happen now.
Yeah.
That's where we are now.
You guys are going to crap your pants after midterms because they're only propping the economy and the hyperinflation down until the midterms are over. And if they lose the midterms, everything is going to fall apart very quickly.
Oh, yeah. And what could be better than to have a little war to make a global reset? Because that's what happens after a world war. There's a global reset. All the finances and everything is just dissolved. Nothing has value anymore. It only has value for the common man because he needs to freaking eat to survive. The soldiers out there, they have rations. They get food every day.
Unless you have another 9/11 where $2 trillion just happens to go unaccounted for again.
Oh, yeah. Like Donald Rumsfeld the day before 9/11 said that $2.1 trillion were gone missing in the Pentagon budget. Yeah, missing. Yeah, and the building where the information about those trillions of dollars was building 7. Oh, that magically just fell on the ground of a little small fire. Yeah, talk about erasing the evidence. Just like they did with the Oklahoma bombing, where this guy LeVay, he was accused of placing that truck there in front of the building and blowing 2/3 of the building to smithereens. Well, in there was information about corruption. And that truck bomb never in a million years be able to create that much damage on a concrete structure. And from that distance, not possible. But seeing is believing, right? And what was it they said on the news? That they have found other devices in the building. That quickly got scrubbed.
Well, first of all, when you say something like that, when there's multiple, that means there is a team of people working on something, not one individual.
Right, like I'm from Oklahoma, and I didn't even really fully understand the truth of what happened there until I really looked into it.
Oh yeah, that was a false flag. They had to erase some information.
Like the way they set him up, dude, like they recruited him out of the military to do this specific job.
Yeah. Like they did with that Arab guy who was to bomb the World Trade Center in the parking lot, right, underneath the building. That did not work out either, right? He was set up too. So all this shit that is going on, that is just brainwashed people and people who just want some money and they're willing to do whatever it takes for those $2 million or $10 million that they are promised, and they end up dead, so they'll have to pay the money out anyway. Or locked up. Oh man, it's just one big farce, if you ask me. A farce.
Well, guys, we're definitely past our 1 hour mark. Did y'all have some other topics around the Ukraine situation you wanted to throw out?
Well, I just say World War III is imminent now. We are 1 second to midnight now. It's not 1 minute to midnight. We 1 second to midnight.
You know, it's interesting that you just said that because I think they were just running propaganda the other day from Russia saying they moved it to full on midnight. There's no 1 second. There's no nothing. It's just straight up midnight.
Oh, yeah. See? My intuition is clear. They want this. That's what they're aiming for. Putin, he wants to destroy the fascist New World Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's determined to go that way, and he's taking Zelensky out in the process first to set an example to the rest. This is what I'm going to do to you. watch and learn. You back off, or I will come for you. You can say a lot about Putin, but he's not a guy that is handing out threats. He's handing out actions.
Right. He's playing the defensive posture.
Yeah, you really are pouring gasoline on the fire when you're dealing with Putin. You provoke him, he just adds some more gasoline.
Yeah.
And he's having you add some more gasoline too. And let's have a big bonfire and burn some s'mores and see who is going to come out of it unscathed. None of us. Because the world is going to suffer from it. Needlessly. But this is what they want. They want this world's leader. They want this currency. They want this one world religion, this one world government. They want this mark of the beast. They want everything under their hand. Everything. And they're going to get it for 3.5 years. And then God Almighty is going to take it all away from them. See? Who's in control now? I am. I've always been. I just wanted to see how far you were willing to go, and you went all the way, and now I'm going to end it for you. Yeah, that's how I see it. They're walking a tightrope, and God is sitting on the other end with a giant scissor.
Yeah, I think things are they're looking pretty serious. We're definitely going to have a lot of artificial intelligence, like isolating a lot of information that's coming out. So I don't think anybody's going to get anything, honestly, until it's too late. And
I don't even think we're being told the truth in any form or fashion.
Yeah, nobody
today.
is. None
of it. Can I say this? I have it like this. If someone proclaims something, and there is a tiny little itsy bitsy mustard seed of lie in what he says or she says, I have to scrap everything that person just said, because I cannot discern which is the truth and which is the lie. Therefore, I can't use the information for anything. I have to discard it all. And if you do that out there, YouTubers, you common man, if you do that, you will stand stronger. Do not buy into their lies, because they're full of it. When their lips move, they lie.
Hey, and you also got to watch out for people who want you to pay to get the truth, or who want you to pay to get the new scoop. Patreon, pay me for the truth. Those people are the biggest snakes there are in the garden, and you better watch out.
Yeah, I only got one Patriot account, but that's Terror Fleeter Mouse, and they shoot shotguns, 12 gauge, people making homemade projectiles, and they test them out over in California. They're just testing them. I give them $5 a month. They're not doing anything political or anything. They're just shooting shotguns and having a good time.
Well, I guess we can kind of like close things out then at this point.
Okay.
We had a lot of subscribers pop in today, so I just want to say hi and thanks for everybody that stopped by and put in some feedback and asked questions. And I'll let Henning and Adam close out with what they want to say to everybody.
Bye. That's all I got. Just hold on to your panties. It might get bumpy.
Well, I just say, get right with God now, because it's 1 second to midnight.
All right. With that said, everybody have a safe and blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Later, boys.
Yeah. See you, Adam.